On the heels of a failed measure in California to legalize marijuana, Congress is also considering proposals to prevent growing pot on federal land under the guise that it must be for violent drug traffickers if it's being grown by anyone. Joining me now is Rob Kampia, head of the Marijuana Policy Institute. Rob, welcome to Freedom Watch.
Thank you for having me.
Were you surprised that the proposition in California, which is perceived as the most socially open-minded state in the country, lost?
I wasn't surprised. I thought it was going to be close. What I predicted is that it would have done a lot better had it been on a presidential election ballot. Because what we find is that marijuana initiatives, state to state, do better when the voter turnout is higher.
Well, why do you think the Congress is now getting involved, prohibiting growing it on federal land, suggesting to the states, God forbid when they suggest, they end up bribing the states, we'll give you money if you change your law, that they should crack down on it even more? Stated differently, what the heck does the Congress care what people put in their bodies in the basements of their homes?
Right. Well, this most recent move by Congress was a non-binding resolution that was just articulating that more money should be authorized and appropriated to crack down on this illegal marijuana growing in national parks and forests. The vote was 400 to 4 in favor of that resolution.
Is Congress out of touch with the rest of the country?
Absolutely. The public support for medical marijuana has been between 70% and 80% for the last 15, 20 years.
Right.
But when it's come up for a vote on the floor of the U.S. House, the most we got was 165 votes out of 435.
Well, what is the general public support? And I realize that you can find polls to say anything, but serious polls that you folks are familiar with for the recreational, private, personal use of marijuana in someone's home.
The standard, the best poll was Gallup, which has 46% support, which is the all-time record high since they were starting their polling in 1960.
I would say Congress is out of touch with the country, if the Gallup poll is correct.
Absolutely.
Gary Johnson, the former governor of New Mexico, who championed legalization of pot when he was the governor, and who will be on Freedom Watch tomorrow night, has recently acknowledged that he has used marijuana privately and in his home, which of course is illegal everywhere in the United States. Do you think that will help or hurt him if he runs for the Republican nomination for president, as an avowed libertarian but seeking the Republican nomination?
I don't know. I mean, the last three presidents have used marijuana in the past for recreational use, Obama, Bush, and Clinton. The fact that Gary Johnson used marijuana for medical purposes in the recent past.
Right. It was because of some pain that he was suffering.
Yeah, he broke his back.
Right.
So it was serious pain, and he used for a couple years to treat that pain.
You think that resonates well with the public or poorly? He wants to be the commander-in-chief. Or I'm assuming he is going to run. He hasn't said it.
I assume he is too. I hope it would. I hope the public would react favorably, because I think what the public always clamors for is they want a politician who's going to be honest.
Right.
And someone who's going to run for president who admits to this use without cracking jokes about it and just says, look, I had to do it because I broke my back. People like that authenticity.
Got it. Rob Kampia, thank you for joining us. The tax fight gets ugly, not between Democrats and Republicans, but between Democrats and the president. Wait till you hear the four-letter word one Democratic lawmaker used about the commander-in-chief. Our freedom fighters are here to talk about all of that next.